How's it going, Joker fan? This is what haha Joker man. And today we gotta talk about a tough loss, right? Raiders versus Chargers, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, it does come down to a handful of things. But I'm gonna start off by saying I'll give that game a C minus, right? And the only reason it's a C minus is because it wasn't a blowout score. You know what I'm saying? Like, out and on top of it, and like I would say, not a blowout score to what I thought it was going to be, right? So, if for the Raiders to win, a lot of things had to fall their way, right? And at least from the last video that I talked about going into Monday night's game, a lot of things had to fall the Raiders' way for them to win that game. For the Chargers, obviously, it's just they're just a better team. It is what it is. But the Raiders could have won that game from my last video if those things fell their way. But getting into the Monday night's game, this was a winnable game for the Raiders. Now, obviously, Geno throwing 3 picks. Let's get the elephant out of the room. It obviously didn't help things. You know what I'm saying? Geno, if you guys watch the game, man, obviously, first playoff rip, Geno throws a pick. So, obviously, that's not good. Now, through the course of the game, the other picks that he threw, one of them being into the back of the end zone, ball got tipped up. Honestly, just a bad throw. It really was just a terrible throw. It is what it is. And on top of that, a couple of the other passes that he made, again, Geno's been throwing the ball to DK for so long. You would think he knows how to throw to big receivers. 2 of the passes that he threw to Thornton, they were underthrown. Right? Now, one of them should have been PI, which was the first one, because the corner just ran right into him. I don't know. Didn't look back at the ball, nothing. And last I checked, if a DB is not looking at the ball, making a play on the ball, and he's just running into the receiver, that's a PI. So that's literally what happened from when he called hike, corner was looking right at the receiver, to when the ball hit the corner damn near in the back. He never looked back at the ball. So either way, and obviously the other one that was tipped away in the back of the end zone, once again, Thornton is literally having to catch the ball from behind the receiver's head instead of catching it above the or behind the receiver. He's catching it behind the corner's head instead of catching it above the corner's head. I don't know why Geno's not putting more lift into these passes and why they're so underthrown. These passes should be overthrown, if anything, because the kid's 6'5". He runs a 4.3. Overthrow him. Like, it's okay. As long as there's no safety over top of him, then okay. But if it's in single coverage, which the first one was at least, that ball should not even be hitting the DB in his back at all. Once again, should have been PI, but the ball shouldn't even be there. The ball should be like over Thornton's shoulder, like over his, like he has to outreach. Again, he's 6'5". I'd imagine he has a pretty good wingspan. Let him go get it. You know what I'm saying? So he's just a bad throwing performance for Geno, right? But one thing to keep in mind too is that Geno is still a slinger of the football, right? And he's been at this for a long time. This isn't Aiden O'Connell back there throwing the ball for 3 picks and it's like, oh damn, like now we got to worry about him going in the next game. Geno's going to bounce back. He's thrown picks in the past. He's thrown them in Seattle, whatever. He bounces back. He'll probably put up 300 yards against the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too worried about him throwing 3 picks. It's who he's throwing these 3 picks against, and that's the Chargers. And you can't do that against the Chargers, right? And it just seemed like he really just got hit in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? This is not Seattle anymore, right? You're not playing in Seattle's division anymore. This is the Wild Wild West. And he found that out the hard way, right? This is the AFC West. Just last year, 3 out of the 4 teams went to the playoffs last year. One of them went to the Super Bowl. So this isn't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't back when you was at Seattle, right? This is not that anymore. So you got to lock into these games more so specifically. Putting up the numbers you put up against the Patriots, that is great and fantastic. But when you turn it and do a complete 180 and then you throw 3 picks against a divisional team, that's no good. That's not good. And once again, if you guys watched the game, there was other things that happened throughout the game that I didn't like, that I'm going to obviously get into also. But just from Geno's perspective, just not a good game, period. But do I think this is going to hinder him? Do I think, oh, Geno's washed and all this other, like, because I've already seen it, like, oh, Geno's trash and this, that, and the third. And it's like, bro, the same people that are saying he's trash now weren't saying nothing last week. They weren't saying nothing against the Patriots game. So, like, once again, Raiders fans, ignore all the BS, right? We know what Geno is. He is going to bounce back. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. But another reason why this team gets a C- in this game and not a D is because of the defense, right? The defense stepped up more than what I thought they would. Now, again, there was a big time bomb play from Justin Herbert to Quentin Johnson, I think it was. It just shows the lack of how new these DBs are. You know what I'm saying? How new the corners are and stuff like that. So it showed. But all in all, man, the defense played good. I said this in my last video. As far as what it would take to get the offense going, we're going to touch bases on that in a second. But on the defensive side, just lock in on the red zone, because you're not going to stop Keenan Allen, right? You're not going to stop Ladd McConkey from getting open. You're not going to hold these guys to 2 receptions on 20 yards receiving. It ain't going to happen. But what y'all need to focus on and lock in on is keeping them out of the end zone. Even if the running backs get in the end zone, cool. But do not let Justin Herbert see his receivers running into the end zone after a good pass. Don't let it happen. Right? Now, granted, the Quentin Johnson play wasn't in the red zone, but still a big pass given up. Can't let that happen. Right? But Keenan Allen's pass, that was in the end zone. Right? Can't let that one happen either. Right? Isaiah Palomar got lost. Keenan Allen was in the back of the end zone, streaking along the side of it. Easy touchdown. Right? So it's tough. It really is. But this is more so of a testament on the corners, man. Again, there's still, in my opinion, corners that got some juice still left. And the free agency, do you have money to pay them? Yes. Can you bring them in, try them out, see what they got left? Absolutely. So I don't see why not. Right? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, holding the Chargers to 20 points, that's not bad for the defense. In my opinion, Max Crosby forced a fumble late in the game. That's great. Rushing wise, Najee Harris, 8 carries, 28 yards. Amari Hampton, 8 carries, 24 yards. That's good. Because keep in mind, one of the biggest worries that we had on the D-line was, can we stop the run? Right? And in these past 2 weeks, we've been able to stop the run. And keep in mind, these 2 running backs, that's not no these ain't no little dudes, bro. This ain't Devon Achane in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? Just straight speed at 180 pounds. These dudes are 200 plus pounds running the ball. And the D-line's doing a good job of stopping these big time running backs right now. And I'm very happy. But I don't want to say big time like Derrick Henry or Saquon or something like that, but as in these power backs, they're doing a good job of stymieing them, which is great. Which again is also another testament to the linebacker room. I know I gave the linebacker room shit because I thought maybe Isaiah Simmons would be a good pickup for this team. I still believe that, because personally I like Isaiah Simmons being in on that defense as a linebacker over Jamal Adams, me personally. But Devin White, honestly, and I get it. Jermaine Pratt is a good linebacker. He dropped the pick in that game. I was so pissed off. Hit him square. And bro, I'm so mad about, because he baited, and this is what good linebackers do, and this is why I like Jermaine Pratt. He baited the absolute dog shit out of Justin Herbert. He literally was guarding what Herbert wanted to go to, peeled off of it, and knew he was going to go back to it, and went and jumped it and dropped the pick. I was so mad about that. But regardless of it, him and Devin White, these dudes should never leave the field. These dudes are balling out right now. Devin White is everywhere in the field. I think he still has the most tackles on the team right now. He's playing phenomenal, right? And again, like I said, the D-line stepped up, held the rushing game. I mean, if your quarterback has the most rushing yards on the team, right, on 16 attempts on both your running backs, and he has more yards than both of them, and well, I mean, Herbert had 9 carries, but still have more rushing yards than both of them, that says a lot. That really does say a lot. So I'll take that, you know what I'm saying? But again, defensively, I still think the corners need help, right? The D-line doesn't need as much help as I thought they did. Pass rush wise, I did feel like personally they didn't put enough pressure on him. They got pressure, but I feel like they should have put more pressure on them. We have the let's see, the Raiders. Let me see. So I'm pretty sure somebody got to him maybe one time. Yeah, so I think it's our D tackle got to him twice. So again, it's not bad. It really isn't. But again, as you guys can see, Devin White, 6 tackles, Jeremy Chin, 6 tackles, Pratt, 5. Like these guys should never leave the field. They have been balling out anywhere where the ball is at. They are right there with it. You know what I'm saying? So Jamal Adams, 3 tackles. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, bro, I think Isaiah Simmons could do that just fine and give you more range. So that's just my 2 cents. But offense, right? Now I've already given Geno Smith his fair share of shit. 180 yards, 3 interceptions, can't happen. But some of this does fall into coaching. Jeanty, 11 carries, 43 yards. Most rushing yards in the game, and should have been more. Now, for some of y'all that didn't watch this game, right? And if you just look at the stats, you would say it's not really all that. But if y'all watched the game, y'all would have seen Jeanty absolute bowled over one of the safeties. Ran him over. I think it was on either his first or second rushing attempt. Ran this nigga smooth the fuck over. That's what we need you for, Jeanty. But here's where the coaching problem comes in. Why is Jeanty coming out the game at all? Why is Zamir White getting 2 carries for -2 yards? Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to say that this is what Zamir White represents and this is what he's about. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? I know what the play was. I think it was like a 3rd and short, and the O-line got bowled over. He got tackled. It happens. You know what I'm saying? And once again, we seen this happen in the week 1 game against the Patriots, right? Jeanty, for some people, oh well, Jeanty didn't show up and this, that, and the third. Oh, well, Jeanty still might be a bust and this, that, and the third. I mean, once again, if you didn't watch the game, okay, cool. But even if you just wanted to go based off of stats, Jeanty had more yards after contact than he did actual rushing yards. So say that for some of you guys that for whatever reason like to shit on Genty and this, that, and the third. If a running back has more yards after contact than actual line of scrimmage yards, that means he's getting hit in the backfield first, breaking that tackle and moving forward. So in other words, the O-line is allowing whoever the hell in, and Genty has to avoid that guy just to get to the line of scrimmage to then pick up yards. So there's that for some of you guys. But either way, 11 carries, 43 yards. This kid should be getting 15 carries minimum. I don't know if this is Pete Carroll or if it's Chip Kelly. I don't know who it is, but this is your number one pick for a reason. This is the number 6 pick in the NFL draft for a reason. This is a runner-up Heisman for a reason. Like, the primary thing with Genty wasn't his speed. It wasn't his huge stature like Derrick Henry or Najee Harris. No, it was his ability to carry the ball with volume and be good at it. His balance, his control. That is what makes him good. And if you guys saw that game, we saw it. At least 4 to 5 of those carries he had, he broke 2, maybe 3 tackles, and we was close, real close to seeing Genty in the open field, right? And keep in mind, this was out JPJ, our primary guard. A couple of those runs came off of Alex Kappa's side. So the lanes were there. He's getting the yards. He's so close to breaking one of these, and we were going to see Genty in the open field. And then I'm watching him run off the field. I thought he was hurt. I thought he got dinged up or something. 2 plays later, he back in the game. What? So he's not hurt, but he's coming out the game. Now, keep in mind, he had, I can't pull up I'll pull up the stats in a second. Because for whatever reason, ESPN, this is why we're here on this page, because ESPN hasn't updated the game for whatever reason. But on here, you guys can see that how good Genty did. But in the Patriots game, he had 19 carries with far significantly less yards and a touchdown. If you would have given Genty 19 carries in this game, he would have had 60, 70 yards. Maybe even, I'm going to be honest with you, maybe even 100 yards the way he was running. He probably would have gotten you 100 yards easily rushing in that game. And the reason why this bothers me so much is because a fair amount of Geno Smith's completions came from play action. So if you would have, once again, said this in my last video before the Monday night game, if you would have established the run way better than what you did in this game, scratch that. The run was established, just wasn't established more in the second half. That's where the whole thing went weird, because it was already weird enough that he kept getting taken out after some of these big time runs that he was having. But then it just went completely away in the second half. And again, you fell behind and stuff like that. But once again, if you would have established the run game more prominently in the first half, this wouldn't be an issue in the second half. Because Geno is eating off these play actions. And that's because everybody is now getting sucked in. The safeties and corners are all getting sucked in to try to stop the run. Now, Michael Mayer is breaking off a route here. Brock Bowers is breaking off a route here, which we'll talk about Brock Bowers in a second. But you're freeing up all these different things because everybody's getting pulled in to now to try to stop Genty from breaking one of these big time runs. But then when you take him out the game, well, that threat's not there anymore. And I mean, it shows. Look at the rushing. Genty obviously had the most. Then it's 27 and -2. Well, what run game do we need to worry about When you only have 16, 17, 18, 19 carries throughout the entirety of the game. And almost a little bit under half is going to Geno Smith, Trey Tucker, and Zamir White. That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. For a first round pick, and you're taking him out the game, that can't happen. Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, whoever the hell is doing it, that can't happen. That's unacceptable. Right? This guy needs volume. He had volume in Boise State. Y'all picked him because of that volume. You emphasized running the ball in the offseason. I'm not seeing it. 19 carries in week 1. Beautiful, fantastic. He should be getting at least 15. I'm perfectly fine with that. Coincidentally, you came out with the win. But now you're sitting here with 11 carries and now you're holding an L. Now, am I saying that the extra 4 carries would have made a difference between whether you win or lose? Probably not. But if you would have told me you were going to have 19 carries and already being at 11 carries on 43 yards, and you have roughly 8 more carries to go in this, and you're going to give the ball to Genty 8 more times, maybe this game is at least bare minimum closer than what it is. Going on to the receiving wise, Jakobi Meyers, top dog right now. Should be getting paid like him. Deontay Thornton, we know what the situation is with him. Got 1 reception, another one PI'd, and another one thrown in double coverage. Didn't even have a chance to get the ball because Geno's not putting enough lift on the ball. Brock Bowers. Look, man, and I understand why people wear knee braces and stuff like that. Brock, if you are not good to go, don't play. Because we're going to need, this is a 17-game season. We got 15 more weeks left to go. So even if we're losing games because you are not there, we still have time to keep up when you're healthy. Right? Now, I don't know why he had a knee brace on. Right? Only Brock and the medical staff can tell you that. Right? But if you are not 100% confident in your knee, you're not 100% healthy. It's really just that simple. Now, if you are wearing it for a precaution, kind of like how people wear the Guardian caps and stuff like that, then I retract what I say. It is what it is. Do what you're comfortable doing. But if you're wearing it because you are not sure about your knee, then that means you're not 100% healthy. Your knee is not 100%. But regardless of it, 5 receptions, 38 yards. Again, the reception's not bad. The 38 yards, it just seemed like he really couldn't get busy like that. This definitely wasn't a Brock Bowers of week 1. I think the Chargers really did a good job of scheming for him and just not allowing him to get loose in the open field. Now, once again, brings it back full circle. If the reason why you couldn't get loose in the open field was because you were worried about your knee, then you're not 100% healthy. So, there's that, right? Micah Merritt, 2 receptions, 9 yards. I think they got to get him more involved, in my opinion. But regardless of it, obviously the receivers are going to be whatever Geno makes of them. And obviously throwing 3 picks and only having 180 yards passing ain't going to do it. So, regardless of it, man, like I said, I give it a C. Offense just didn't come ready to play. Geno didn't come ready to play. And their number 1 pick is not on the field as much as he should be. But y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, man. What would you guys give the Raiders going against the Chargers? I mean, I get they lost, but taking away from the loss, what do you guys think they need to do to get better? You know what I'm saying? Is it the DBs? Is it, Genty not having enough carries? Or is it just everything on Geno and the 3 picks? Y'all let me know in the comment section below. And let me know the letter grade that you will give. But either way, thank you guys for coming through, man. If you guys enjoy content like this, man, make sure you guys drop a like. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, man. It's free. Only takes 1 second. That being said, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.